Hello, friends. Welcome back to part 2 of your reading lesson for today. In part 2, you are going to continue learning about adding conclusions to an informative paragraph. Miss Spears will read a paragraph to you, and together you will determine the conclusion sentence. Then it will be your turn. This is when you will need handout 29A from your workbook. If you don't have a workbook, that's okay. I have inserted a picture of the handout on the next slide. You will read a paragraph with Miss Spears, and then you will pause the video to write your own conclusion. You can either write it in your journal and insert a picture of your sentence on the next slide, or you can type it in the box that I provided. Don't forget, the conclusion restates the main idea, and you might even see some of the same words in your conclusion that you saw in your topic statement. Let's take a look at the paragraph on handout 29A and identify the topic statement. Knowing the topic statement will help you write your conclusion. All right, so I have inserted a picture of the handout here. It says, directions. Listen carefully as your teacher reads the paragraph. Write a conclusion for the paragraph in the space provided below. Well, you will either write it, like I said, you will either write it on your piece of paper on your handout and insert a picture, or you can type it in this box right here behind my video. But first, let's take a look at the topic statement. I have highlighted it in blue for you. It says, the electric caterpillar is a colorful caterpillar that some people may want to touch. Now, I want you to point to where you think the details are. Gently point on your screen. Where do you think the details are? If you pointed right here, you are correct. It says, the hairy bristles on the caterpillar will stick in your skin and burn. If you don't go to the doctor, you could get sick and even die. Wow, I wanted to make sure I never touch an electric caterpillar. So, the blue, again, is your topic statement, and here are your details. You will be writing the conclusion. But before you do that, you need to watch the lesson with Miss Spears, and she will help you learn more about writing conclusions.
Welcome back, friends. You are going to build on what you have learned about the importance of conclusions by thinking about this question. How does adding a conclusion to an informative paragraph work? Now, I have something to share with you. Are you ready, first graders? Come a little closer and listen carefully. You are learning to write like real authors do, and we've been working on our conclusions. So let's read how this author concluded this book. I'm going to read a sentence from page 25. And a final word of advice: never smile at a monkey. This author included a conclusion at the end of his book. Now think, why is it important to add a conclusion to our informative paragraphs? Share with your learning partner. Did you talk about how a conclusion lets the reader know the paragraph has ended? Or how the conclusion helps tie the paragraph together by restating the topic? I bet you did. And now you will practice one way to write a conclusion for an informative paragraph. Let's look closely at one of the paragraphs we've read about squid. As I read the topic statement and conclusion, I want you to be thinking about what's the same and different about these two sentences. Listen carefully. A Humboldt squid is a scary creature in the ocean. Watch out for the frightening Humboldt squid when you are swimming in the ocean. What did you notice that was similar? What did you notice that was similar? Can you point to any words that are similar in the first and last sentence? Again, point gently to any words that are similar in the first and last sentence. Here are a few things that I pointed to. Both mention the same topic. Humboldt squid. And both sentences mention the ocean too. But I also noted some differences between the two sentences, and I'm sure you did too. They use different words to describe being scared. The topic statement says scary, and the conclusion says frightening. Did you point to those things as well? I'm sure you did. One way to write a conclusion is to use the words from the topic statement in a different way. Listen to this paragraph. Grasshoppers have special legs. Grasshoppers have strong back legs. They use the legs to jump. Grasshoppers rub their back leg and wing together to sing. Grasshoppers' legs are. Now, let's work on a conclusion for this paragraph together. And remember, the conclusion restates the topic and often uses similar words. We have similar words here in the topic statement, and we're talking about grasshoppers in both. Can you think of another word we could use instead of special? Share with your learning partner or just say it aloud. I really wish I could hear what you shared. Here's a word that I thought of. I thought that we could use the word interesting or powerful. What do you think? Now it's your turn to add a conclusion sentence to a paragraph. I'm going to read the paragraph on handout 29A, and then you'll write a conclusion for this paragraph. If you don't have this handout, that's okay. You can just write the conclusion sentence in your journal. Remember, a conclusion restates the topic, and it's okay to use some similar words from the topic statement. I'll read the paragraph, and then it's your turn to write the conclusion. The electric caterpillar is a colorful caterpillar that some people may want to touch. The hairy bristles on the caterpillar will stick in your skin and burn. If you don't go to the doctor, you could get sick and even die. I'm going to read the paragraph one more time. The electric caterpillar is a colorful caterpillar that some people may want to touch. The hairy bristles on the caterpillar will stick in your skin and burn. If you don't go to the doctor, you could get sick and even die. Pause the video and write a conclusion to this paragraph. All right, awesome first graders. Nice job finding the author's point and reasons and writing a conclusion. Next time, you'll write an informative paragraph. Until then, be kind and do something great because you are capable of greatness.